Welcome to No Ideas Original Podcast. We got a good one today. We're expecting Granddaddy IU to pull up on us so we could build with him. What's good? How you doing?
What's going on, Killer?
Hey, Raya, how are you? Welcome. Let's get an invite. How was your day, man?
Day was all right. Nothing to complain about.
Yo,
I ain't do much.
we got it. This gonna be a dope interview, man. This is somebody I've been interested in building with for a long time. Having a
Really?
conversation with, yeah, this is a brother that to me is like one of the most underrated lyricists in hip hop that put together a classic first album also, but didn't necessarily get like the full push that they needed from Cold Chillin Records.
Talk about it, bro.
Aya.
Talk about it, bro.
Yeah.
I have a story leaving high school. I think with my man Big Will going to the record shop to go buy the drum. I'm like, Big Dad, hold on. It's another daddy out there?
Mm-hmm.
We copped it. We went to his crib on his parents' record player. Imagine that.
Wow.
And we listened to the whole joint and was blown away like, yo, this kid is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This like he can really rhyme. He sound like we were saying, yo, he rhyme better than most people, son. Most people who are out there. We talking about 88, 89, I think at the time. Because I was definitely still in high school, son.
I
Granddaddy IU, I'll never forget that name, baby.
I think the album, I feel like the album may have came out in 90. I'm not certain. I feel like it, but I knew that it was so much potential for Cold Chillin. Cold Chillin was on the decline, and he came in, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, he swooped in. He swooped in. But thank God, I guess Biz at the time had something going on or was linked with somebody that IU knew, and that's how it kind of meshed together. And but I'm telling you, man, the magic that came out of that. One of the things I wanted to ask him is, did he produce that album?
Sure, he sure did. Well, we'll get we gonna
Let's leave that to when he gets here, right?
yeah we gonna get to that, but a lot of great stories, a lot of good hip hop history. Like
He's a wise dude, son. I could tell in his vernacular, man, just listening to him, especially in his rhymes, man. He's a very wise fellow, bro. He's very intelligent, man. I like to pick his brain about a couple things.
So, Rod,
For
can
real.
you tell him to come into the room, and then I'll pull him in through the room, because it's saying for some reason it's saying he's unable to join. So let's get him into the room. Let's see if we could get him into the room. And then we get him into the room, we should be able to pull him in. Let's see.
Are most of the kids in favor?
See, we get him into the room. All right. Send him an invite again.
How was your day, man?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
For a manic Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good. And the weather wasn't that bad either. Like, I thought that they said that it was gonna be really cold. It wasn't that cold.
Did everything I see yesterday got rescheduled? Did everything get rescheduled?
Yeah,
Or it got postponed? And
postponed.
you got everything. Yeah.
Postponed. For everybody tuning in, we're supposed to have an interview with New York City Bronx basketball hoops legend Kareem Reed. The No Ideas Original Sports Podcast team was going to interview him. He had to postpone it, so we're going to be doing that, premiering that at a later date. All right, there you go, right there. Let's get him in.
Get him in here. Get the good brother in here.
All right, sent the request. Says, yo, for some reason it's saying that you're unable to join us.
Wow.
Saying that he's unable to. I'm gonna send it again. Send it again.
Does he have to be? He doesn't have to be. Yo. I see you. I see you, son. Shout out to you, good bro.
There you go.
Yo,
Hey,
There you
what
go.
up?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Chilling.
what up, OG?
Ain't shit. Chilling. Same fight, different round. You know what it is.
That's it. I
Yo,
keep fighting, Lord.
yo, you
Word.
missed us. You missed us giving you your flowers. We started a pre-interview before you even came on, praising your lyricism and praising your work, brother. So now that you're on camera, we got to
Appreciate
give it up with you. You know,
it.
you in the flesh, and build with you, and just say to you, salute, man. Like, yo, you put in a lot of work, and you don't get, in my opinion, you don't get the recognition that you deserve for your lyricism.
Never did.
Yeah. I hear that shit a lot though.
That's whack, and that's whack, cause yo, bro, growing up listening to you almost made me think I could rhyme. I'm like, he's doing this shit effortlessly. Like,
Yeah.
I could do this shit.
Good.
Yeah.
Yo, word is born, yo.
Especially now.
Yo,
Shit.
but let me
Talk about it.
say this. You probably hear it on a regular basis because, yo, this shit is the truth. Like, yo, people recognize, what you brought to the table. So, yo, let me start by saying, let me ask you, with that being said, how'd you even get into music? Like, what were your influences? And I'm not talking about like formally with a record deal or anything. Like, what just made you be like, yo, this is something I want to do?
Basically, man, when I grew up, it was like music in my household. You know what I'm saying? My grandma's crib, they always had music. You know what I'm saying? At my crib, always music. So like,
Right.
when I get allowance and shit, or somebody give me $1, I make my uncles walk me to the fucking record store on the avenue, Jamaica Avenue. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
the little 45s and shit for 99 cents back in the day. So I just grew up around music. So when hip hop came, it was like automatic. You know what I mean?
What was the spot on Jamaica that everybody used to go to for? Was it Hot Wax? What was the spot out there that everybody used to go on Jamaica Ave? It was a record store out there that I know people used
Yeah,
to
man,
go
that
to.
shit. Hot wax, that probably had to be later.
Mm.
I'm talking about like 70s.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The early,
Showing my age right now.
Definitely.
the Bristol hotel days, huh?
Nah, I was too young for that shit. That was good.
Sean Hansen, Nori said you are his favorite MC.
Yeah.
Go to Drink Champs, are you?
I just can't walk up in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I got to get the invite first.
All right. So give us the formal rundown, because I heard some of the story that Bismarck got this production deal from Fly Tie.
Yeah.
He needed artists, and the artist that he got was you, Diamond Shell, and Kid Capri. But how'd you end up on his radar?
Because one of his mans is from Hempstead. You know what I'm saying? I live in Hempstead. I'm from originally from Queens, but I grew up mostly in Hempstead. So,
Right.
and this nigga named Pusshead Jeff was his man at the time, you know what I mean? And he knew that I could rhyme, you know what I'm saying? Because, I used to sometimes, every once in a while, yo, I got a little puppy and shit, Ernie.
No doubt.
But, you know what I'm saying? A couple of people knew that I could rhyme. And at the time, my brother, you know what I'm saying? Well, Mr. K, he asked me to go to the studio. We made this demo, and this other dude stole the demo, and it got into Jeff's hands. And,
Right.
One thing led to another, you know what I mean? And they called me like, yo, you know what I mean? I want to sign you. I'm like, word? Yeah, motherfucker. You want to sign you to Cold Chillin Records? Like, shit, word? I think it's a fucking lie, a prank or some shit. But it was just,
But no one know you're a producer too. Did you produce that album?
yeah, man. I mean, technically,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But on paper, nah, not on paper.
Nah, still, man, you gotta get your flowers for what you did on the album. The album was like between I Kick Ass and Pick Up the Pace. Some of the most up tempo joints I love of yours, yo. Your up tempo style is like I imagine you crazy short story. I imagine you spitting on Jesus Walks.
I would have killed that.
With just with some real dirty but knowledgeable, like kicking some real, like wake your ass up because Jesus walks type. Your vernacular on that would kill that, son.
Yeah.
I almost encourage you to just do that one day.
And that beat was hard too.
It's crazy hard, man. It's crazy hard. I was watching Kanye's
Genius.
short little plug, Kanye's little documentary, and he was playing that beat for Scarface. I was like, but who else would sound crazy on that? I thought of Black Thought,
Woo.
and I thought of you because y'all up tempo and the wordplay that y'all use is very pinpoint. I was like, they can put some shit on this album right here, son.
But y'all appreciate lyricists.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man.
Sure.
Yeah, all day. That's why I listen for niggas rapping. Like, what are you saying? Like the way they connecting words and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
And, yeah, and to piggyback off of that, right? I'm listening to Paper and my Paper is my priority.
Right.
The joint you got, Listen.
Yeah. Listen.
That's the joint right there, B.
Yo,
That right there. I put that in my play. I was like, yeah, that's going on my playlist right there. We put that right there. Move that right there. You know what I'm saying? Because your vernacular, B, and we missed that sound, that cadence, and them lyrics. Man, we need more of that, bro. For real, man.
man, I mean, they said lyrics is dead now. They
Nah,
said,
they need to bring that shit back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to bring that
yeah,
shit back.
yeah,
For
of
real.
course, that shit ain't never gonna be dead. But you know, the young motherfuckers, they like, don't give a fuck about no lyrics, nigga.
Yeah,
For
because
real.
everything is about now melodies and all that, which is nothing wrong with the melodies. I appreciate that also. Yeah, I want to go back because you were saying that you said so all that record shopping that you did must have paid off because you found all those samples that ended up on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
album.
All that shit came from my basement.
Yo, a
Wow.
lot of them samples people use later on.
Later
Like
on,
how many MCs first
right,
track? How many MCs? Black Moon,
right.
Beat Minus sampled that.
AP,
The
AP did the
Who Made joint for Sugar
yeah.
Hill. Like a lot of them joints, those samples is crazy, boy. You had a sick record collection.
It's my mom's and them, man. My mom's and my pops. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo,
That's
so
what.
so basically it sounds like, and God bless the dead, rest in peace to Biz, but that Biz sort of had like I guess like the same kind of setup with you that Marley had with them, because my understanding is how Marley used to work things is that people would bring him the samples and they'd be like, yo, loop this up, I want to rhyme over this or whatever
Right.
it is, and that's how it came out. And then Marley ended up with his name as the production credits as the producer, but other people in fact produced the record. Is that the same situation you had going on?
Nah, cause with Marley it's different because everybody's saying that they produced it, but if you bought him the sample and he put the drums to it, he chopped it up, he did what he did, he made it what it was. How is he not the producer? I didn't have that with Biz. Biz was at the studio maybe 3 times.
Damn.
Wow, that's it?
Cool V was there every day. He was the overseer.
Every day.
Yeah, he taught me mostly what I know about producing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And DJ
Shout out to Cool.
PC Mon Thug. So hold on. So you mean to tell me that
good.
you had to do you actually played the drums and all that on it and everything?
Nah, that right there, that's me. That's Cool V. Like I said, Cool V and Doc.
Damn. Yo, Doc he don't get the props he deserved either. Like
Doc, everything.
Doc Rodriguez was all over the place in the 80s and early 90s.
DJ Doc is down with us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
T Square, was down with us. Yo, talk about the essence. You did the whole production on that, didn't you?
Yeah, indeed.
And you got a lot of good places. But talk about your young killers on there.
Oh yeah, man. My man
You got some young heat on there.
Shorty Shaw, Empty God, Bando Flea. Who else on there? John Jiggs.
Right.
And John Jiggs.
Some live dudes.
Yeah.
Were those tracks meant for you and you said, you know what?
Nah.
I'm gonna put a compilation together for a bunch of dudes. I'm gonna leave the mic alone and put some other dudes on. Was that how that was set up?
Nah. I just at the time I wasn't rhyming no more and shit, but I still wanted to, contribute to the motherfucking culture. So
right.
I also produce. You know what I'm saying? And then my man was like, yo, why don't you snatch a bunch of these niggas up, young niggas, and put them with some veterans and make a compilation. That's what we did. And what I'm saying, every track was made as I made it. I said this shit ill, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm saying everybody that's on it actually wanted me to get on the song with them. But if I get on,
Right.
I gotta get on. You know what I'm saying? The whole shit. So
Because I can almost see you on a joint with Large Professor and Craig G. Like, why you ain't get on that, bro?
right. Nah,
Like, why you ain't get on? Of all songs, legendary. Why you ain't get on that, son? Like,
because
geez,
if I do one, if I get on one, everybody gonna be like, why you ain't get it with me? You know what I mean?
that's a fact.
Paula Perry in the building also. So you said
Paula Perry, what's good with you?
you stopped rhyming. What happened? What, you just got disenchanted with that element of the music?
Yeah, man. Cause you know the shit that it's no inspiration. I listen to the radio, shit is garbage. You know what I'm saying? Everything trash. Back in the
I
day,
get
like
you.
you had, you know what I'm saying? You hear some shit, you be like, oh shit, I gotta get back in the lab. This nigga ain't playing. I don't hear
Right.
that shit. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to niggas bars, you be like, woo, god damn, why I ain't think of that?
Yeah.
I ain't had that feeling since I don't even know when.
Damn, son.
Damn.
Until Nas came back with his last joint he just dropped.
The Kings, what do you have? Magic was, I think.
Magic.
Magic was
Yeah.
the last. Magic was the last one. Yeah.
That nigga was spitting. I was like, woo, okay.
Yeah. Man.
So
Here's a throwback. Here's a throwback name. Jesse West.
Jesse, yo,
I,
the funny shit.
let me tell you.
Everybody say that me and him look alike. Niggas be calling me Jesse West. Like, what the fuck is you talking about, man? Jesse's
It's just
man.
it's that slender persona that you both guys.
Yeah.
But back then, you guys were two most MCs that just didn't get that shine that they were supposed to get, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Wes had his little thing with Dolly My Baby with Super Cat.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it, man. And I was like, these guys is nice, man. Why can't you wishing on a star, shit don't happen,
Yeah.
and you just become someone's favorite, man. You was one of my favorite MCs. Keeping it real.
Appreciate that. But you know what? That nigga Jesse West is the crazy producer though.
He damn sure did. He turned out.
Ooh, hell yeah.
He used to put shit down, send Third Eye, man, for real, B.
Mm-hmm.
I loved all his stuff. You know what? When I listen to your music, there's a lot of codes in there that always gets me open. Like, I hear you talk about British Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most people don't know about British Walkers, son. And I always talk about that
From
fashion.
our era, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, son.
About
You
it.
know. Yeah.
What's your take on fashion then versus now?
We was much more flyer back then, man. Much more flyer. You know what I'm saying? This shit now, niggas even wearing dresses. You know what I'm saying? You know, come on, man.
Shit is sour right now,
Yeah.
son. Niggas don't even know how to put nothing together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I appreciated a good shoe. And that's why when I hear brothers talk about British Walkers, I'm like, that was a good
Playboys.
shoe, man.
Mhm.
Playboys.
All that.
Even after that, Destino had a little creep in for a second. I don't know if
Lost
people
me with
remember
that.
Destino.
You lost
You
me with that.
remember Destinos? Destinos was there too for a hot second. But fashion always played a part
You know,
collectively with music. And I think it went well.
that one. How you
Yeah, I think it went well with how you dress.
yeah, how you spell that shoe you just said?
Destino?
I'm Google that shit.
Yo, Destino, they had a strap that would go. It was the first strap joint I was seeing. But you know how I knew? Because I used to always go to Floor Shine. If anyone know about Floor Shine,
Yes.
Floor Shine in the window used to have all the British,
Yeah.
used to have all the Playboys,
Playboys.
and then they would stick Destino right in the corner. And it was a leather shoe, and it was the first shoe that had a strap over it.
Yo,
And had a little diamond on the top of it. I remember
where
that
you went to
vividly.
Florsheim at? You went on Fordham or Third Ave?
Third Ave, nigga, right there on the corner, son. In the Bronx.
We had Rebel Knox on the Ave. Remember that shit?
See that?
Yeah.
Rebel Knox. I don't remember those. Rebel Knox.
British Knights, also two Bally's.
Bally's.
Ballad, yes, sir.
You know, it was
The
it.
Ballad is the classic.
The old fashioned, definitely the old fashioned had it.
Yeah.
Man, who was Biz? Where was Biz finding his talent at? Because you can say what you want, like for him to say, all right, I get a production deal, I'm gonna get 3 artists. The 3 albums that he put out was 3 quality albums. Like the music was really, this shit surprised the hell out of me. It was really good because even Diamond Shell, Kid Capri, I think was a no brainer, and to have you, it just was kind of like the timing where Cold Chillin was. How did Biz become, I guess, like an executive? You know, you told the story about how he landed you. I think Diamond Shell was his brother, right?
Yeah.
But how did he pull all this together and make this work? so fast? Because everybody that we had on this platform, we had MC Shan, we had Master Ace, we had Tragic. Everybody at some point in time has spoken to us about Fly Ties business practices. So how did Biz land a production deal?
Cause he had that the Just a Friend joint. That shit was the hottest shit out. So whatever he wanted, they gave it to him. You know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
much.
He actually had a 5 artist deal, but he couldn't get 5 artists.
5.
He was supposed to sign my man, the kid named Kid West, but I don't know what happened to that. But yeah, so we just ended up with Take It Free.
What's one of the biggest lessons you learned during your career, bro?
Shit. Read contracts, learn how to read contracts, and know the business before you sign some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Next thing was, all these niggas is suckers. All these niggas is suckers, man. Snakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no loyalty in this shit whatsoever.
Talk about it, man. Look, as long as you got your camp around you, really, that's all you need, son.
I'm in the shit to make friends anyway, so
yeah.
But you just see that shit, you like, damn, these niggas is on some bullshit. All of them.
Yo, so what was the moment? What was the aha moment when you was like, damn, yo, this is really a business?
Some bullshit.
You know, when the checks stop coming. When the checks stop coming, nigga, you like, hold up. Hold on here. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta cut back and shit. Then you gotta start budgeting and shit. Oh man, what the fuck going on?
Yeah.
Then you start checking. You're like, well, shit. Let me see my album sales. But where the fucking this? Where's this at? Who got this? You know what I'm saying? It was like one time when I first got my publishing deal and shit. We in Cali at the fucking Reprise office or whatever that shit was. Warner Chapel, and nigga Fly Tie was like, yo, give him 100,000. I'm like, oh shit.
Just like that, right?
Just like that. Motherfucker cut me a check for 100,000, but I was fucking with Burt Padell. So they didn't give me the check. They sent it to Burt Padell. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got back, I go to the office like, yo, get my shit. They're like, yeah, I got 50 for you. Fuck you talking about?
What you mean 50?
Right.
Right. I know what I heard.
Come on, man. You know, Biz was a producer. He got to get 50. He got to get half. I'm like, oh, shit. This some bullshit. Wow. This nigga was in the studio like 3 times.
Damn.
It ain't produced shit.
Yeah, but nah, he did Soul Touch.
Okay.
And that's my least favorite on the joint. Not for nothing, not because he did it, but that's because, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, that shit need to be your favorite. It cost you $50,000.
Right. But
damn.
It is what it is, man. I ain't mad no more. I was fucking furious at the time. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. Rest in peace, is.
So what needs to happen? Because it's what you saying is like we hear the story all the time. What needs to happen? Or is it that just that people don't have the level of awareness because you anxious to sign and you want to get the check that you fall victim to this stuff? Because this seems like it's an ongoing reoccurrence for many artists.
That's by design. That's why they keep fucking with these young niggas fresh off the street. They don't got no knowledge about this shit whatsoever. They don't care. If you put the motherfucking check in front of them, they gonna take it. They find out later. You know what I'm saying? And when you young, you hard-headed. We could talk to them niggas all day. Yo, I've been through this shit. Trust me when I'm telling you, this shit's not it. You got to do, man, get your old ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas like, they ain't trying to hear that shit.
They don't want to hear nothing, son. They don't hear no jewels.
Yeah.
And that's what disheartens me, man, because the game could be a lot better if you just take a little minute, yo, and listen to somebody. You know what I mean?
When you broke, you know what I'm saying? Certain niggas must, man, come on, man. I ain't never had no $100,000 check. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Get it right now.
That's an expensive lesson, though, man.
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
The damn show is. But
that's an expensive lesson.
Yeah.
Lord Finesse in the building. What's good, Lord Finesse?
Lord Finesse. What up, nigga?
Another icon, Bronx.
Another icon, man. We'd love to have him on the show too, man. So putting together the essence. How'd you get this nice little lineup, man? You got some of my favorite MCs on here. Rod Digger, Sadat X, Large Pro. You just made a phone call, yo. I need you in the studio tomorrow, so I got something for you.
Phone call, that's it.
How about that? How nice is that?
And then send the beat. I mean, when they ready, they come through and lay it down. That's it.
Got meth.
What was you going through making Cash in Abundance? That shit right there, son. It's too much, son.
Shit. I was just making beats, man. Just whatever I feel at the time, I do it, and then I sit down with it later and be like analyzing like who can I hear on this shit, and then I start calling niggas.
Yo, and you pick some of the best hooks for songs, even on Sasquatch. You picked the Sasquatch feat shit.
Nah, my man,
you know what I mean?
My man did that. Guap Sullivan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is hot. That's a killer joint too, right there too.
That shit mean.
Good shit, man. Who else have you produced for?
KRS-One.
Which joint you did with Chris?
The shit called Hot. You're not hot just because you run with the cops.
It's on Chris.
You're not hot.
Chris Ford. Huh? It's on his 4th album, right?
I don't know what album it was.
I think the name of the album was. I think it's his 4th album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I gotta check that. I missed that one.
And he got two joints on Helter Skelter too.
Helter Skelter, Ice-T.
That's Effects too. I think so.
Yeah. Fuck else. Biz, Roxanne Shante. Shit.
Did Ice-T fuck up some bread for you with that cop killer shit?
Nah, he ain't fuck up the bread for me personally. You know what I'm saying? But in general.
In general,
you know what I'm saying? Because at the time, they was like, like cracking down on hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like the violence in hip hop and all the rest of that shit. And the wild shit about that was the Ice-T cop killer shit wasn't even a hip hop song. That shit was rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yeah.
Right. But that shit caused a backlash on the whole fucking hip hop community. You know what I'm saying? Like Coogee Rap, niggas was like, nah. Warner Brothers was like, nah. Niggas like
they stopped everything.
Yeah, and then like certain samples they wouldn't clear and shit because shit that you saying on the song, the content and shit like that. So even James Brown was like, nah, you can't. The original Big Mama was off a beat called Lick and Stick from James Brown. The nigga was like, nah, y'all can't be saying that shit on music.
Yo, it's hot.
Talking about it. This nigga's a dust head. He's saying, fuck. But it is what it is.
That Big Mama record though was notorious. I didn't even know until recently that you were the person who actually wrote that record.
Yeah.
And I hear his whole cadence through that shit now. Every time I listen, I'm like, God, how did I figure that out?
Yeah. Afterwards, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yo, didn't you get like mad backlash as a result of writing?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Everybody behind that shit. But hey, I got to check. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was.
That's what matters, right?
Yeah, it wasn't personal. I ain't have nothing against none of them. You know what I'm saying? None of them whatsoever. But yo, nigga said, yo, I need you to write this song and I need you to diss these people. All right, well, shit, but what you gonna give me for it?
You understood the mission.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I know the assignment, but you know what I'm saying? Afterwards, it's like everybody mad, and I didn't even realize. I wasn't thinking like they gonna be mad at me for this shit. I'm thinking, you know what it is? It's business. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, it's like it's competition.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right. So did you lay the pen down forever, and now you a full-fledged producer?
Nah. I'm back in the booth right now. You know what I'm saying?
Please, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Good.
Shout out to my homie, my sister Raya. She like, nigga, you can't quit. The fuck you talking about? So I promised her that. You know what I'm saying? I'll get back at it. And
yeah.
Paper is my priority as a dope album, man. I like that joint, Joe.
Well, thank you, pal.
Yeah.
For real, son.
Yo,
that's a real good joint. Go ahead, Sha.
I wonder if because Biz's album, what All Samples Cleared, came out after Smooth Assassin, right? I wonder if Smooth Assassin would have seen the light of day after All Samples Cleared, considering the samples that you had on that album was like all samples that now today they become like really, really popular. But I think Biz made it hot with the samples, and labels started watching really close.
Yeah.
in terms
Hell
of
yeah.
like, he changed the whole landscape of what sampling meant.
He fucked it all up for everybody with that
Yeah.
shit. And then the wild shit about that was the song that he got in trouble for was not a single. The shit was, it was alright. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was not, that was not a hit. So why, you know what I'm saying? If anything, if it would have been like for like Just a Friend,
Mm-hmm.
fuck it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This was a album filler joint.
Mm. I'm trying to remember which song it was too.
It was Alone Again. Alone Again, naturally.
Yeah.
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Damn.
White boy was like, nah, nigga.
Break bread.
I want all my shit, nigga. It'll be taking my
All my
shit.
850,000, and they had to take the album off the shelf.
850,000.
850,000.
Damn.
They took everything. They just took every fucking thing. That's all you can say.
Yeah.
That's all you
That
can say.
Gilbert O'Sullivan changed how Warner Brothers looked at LP.
Now you can't sell that shit nowhere ever. It's over for you, nigga.
Yeah. Man, so to go back to the producing element of it, as you said that, you was bringing them the samples and stuff like that, and I'm sure now probably you're like a much more seasoned producer, but this comes up in discussion when we talk to producers sometime. Can you technically be called a producer if you never actually touch the machines? Like, is Puff Daddy legitimately considered to be a producer?
Technically, if he is telling the people doing it what to do, I want this, right? And you do that, then technically, yeah, he is.
Okay.
Technically, he's not a coordinator or curator or.
I don't know why, but on paper, yeah.
All right.
Read, I mean, to us, it's different, but yeah.
So when I think about you as an MC, I think of you and mention you with like the Cool G raps, the Black Thoughts, dudes who just they're known as like rappers, but not have necessarily had the commercial success that other rappers have had. I asked Master Ace this, and I was saying like, would you have traded your career for the career of, and no disrespect, a dude like Young Jock who had a hit record that was mainstream versus you having the credibility as being like a rapper's rapper?
Trade my career? Nah.
Thank you.
Nah.
It's funny you say that. And the first thing I got on my people, he stayed authentic to the fucking T. I got it written right here, son. He don't want to do that. Not for no bread. You go make up a fucking flop song. Fuck out of here, son.
Nah, you ain't never hear me do that shit. That's not in the cards.
Because I think there are some artists though that probably would be like, yo, you know what? I'm a rapper's rapper. I'm the most lyrical dude in the world. I got lyrics and everything, but that hit record seems to elude me. So I do think that there are probably rappers who will be willing to do something like that. But I appreciate you actually staying true to the cause.
I don't know, man. I can't imagine Cool G Rap and say some shit
Nah,
like
not G-Rap. Of course not.
Nah. I mean, yeah, you're right though. There is certain motherfuckers that might. Yeah, you're right.
You know how you could say that? Think about how many people first album you listen to, and you be like, damn, yo, this dude is spitting.
And
the second album come around,
yeah,
and it's some whole other shit that you be like, yo, nah, this bro.
Yeah.
What could he do to himself?
Niggas be chasing that motherfucking hit, boy.
Yeah.
Man, that's a fact.
And the
thing is though, you can stick to your guns and still have a hit. You know what I'm saying? But that shit that's rare, but it happens.
That's because I think a lot of people don't believe that you could get a hit record organically with just being who you are. They try to look at like whatever the formula is.
Mobb Deep.
Yeah, Mobb Deep's a perfect example.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, Mobb Deep is a perfect example. But I feel like even a dude like Nas had went away from his formula for a minute, chasing like hit records. Like he had the commercial success, tasted that commercial success.
Shorty. Tell me what's your price.
Yeah. That was probably that probably was like his worst album.
That shit was he had some joints on it. Was that
Nostradamus?
Oh nah, I'm talking about this. It Was Written.
It Was Written was a good album.
Yeah.
Good album. Yeah, it was written, but that Nostradamus album was like, that was just him, I think, like going after, trying to achieve further commercial success. And I think dudes, they fall into that trap. Nas is, I think, one of them dudes that he's just such a great artist though, and so lyrical that
He can flip. He can go back.
his worst stuff is better than most people's best stuff.
That nigga back in his bag right now too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of formulas and backing it back, how important is it that now that we hear how music is being set up and distributed, how important is it to insert a little bit more knowledge itself back into music so people can be inspired about themselves for one, and then the world that they live in that they don't know nothing about?
That shit is imperative right now because you see what the kids is doing, man. Them niggas they killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Everything is so disrespectful. I was having a conversation earlier with somebody. How drill music is so fucking disrespectful, man. Like, how you gonna kill a nigga talking about I'm smoking that pookie pack and all this? You know what I'm saying? Disrespecting dead niggas. Yo, fuck your dead homies and all that shit. That shit crazy to me, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely. They need a message is needed right now, but
heavily needed.
Yeah,
heavily needed.
And before the excuse niggas was using, but you can't have no message shit because the radio ain't gonna play it or the companies ain't gonna promote it. You independent right now, nigga. You can't. What's your excuse? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why I brought up Jesus Walks, because that song, having as much commercial success as it is, it did leave a message in people to think of themselves. And I think a lot of that happens, not organically, but in ways that you kind of missed. You missed the gist of why somebody's putting it out. I mean, it's Kanye. He mentions Jesus, but does anybody really follow the song, listen to the song, or really what it says? Because words are powerful when you use them correctly.
Right.
So how do we engage that part of lyricism back into people to say, look, have some profound things to pinpoint where people can pick up and learn from.
You gotta lead by example. You gotta do a joint. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Do a nice joint too, because songs like I said, the song you got, Legendary. I listened to Large Pro's verse, and I was like, you see that? The shit he's saying in there, it captivates. And it had me listening. Here it is. I'm an old dude, but I'm still listening like, I can't wait to put this shit in my box.
Right.
And because I know if I play it outside my window, somebody driving by gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you said box, yo. You really took it back.
I took it back, right? So, I mean, when I hear certain hip hop, that's exactly what I feel like. I feel like that young kid going to the record shop to go get the wax and bring it home and light my courtyard up, and they be like, "Yo, turn that shit down. Fuck you. I'm not turning it."
Yeah. Yo, you know
what I'm saying?
One of the things though, like I think what we fall short is that we got great artists from our generation still making music, but I think we got support the music. And I remember, I think it was Method Man that was saying for Wu-Tang, he was like, yo, your dudes always screaming Wu-Tang, put out a new album. Then when they put out a project, yo, people don't be trying to support the project. So you can't have it both ways. You can't call for the artist to make music, and then you ain't gonna go and consume or support the music.
I think as we get older, we get like less, like the shit becomes less impactful when it drops. You know what I'm saying? Like before, we used to be looking for the shit. Yo, you got that new such and such and such. You got that new biz.
Yeah.
But they got shit to do in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't chasing it like that no more. You know what I'm saying? So a word, ain't got a new shit out. I'm fuck with it when you get to it. But you got so much other shit. You don't get to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I try to sort of resign myself to, because I'm older, that I have a disconnect from this generation and this generation's music. Like I listen to some of it is good, some of it I have no interest in, but it doesn't give me the feel that I had when I was younger. Like it doesn't feel timeless like it felt before. Like I still remember listening to Long Live the Cane on cassette, flying from New York to Florida because my mom was taking me to Disney World and rewinding it back. The first song, play Long Live the Cane again. And you now when you hear music, I guess because it's so disposable, like every week somebody putting out a new project, you don't really sit and digest anything anymore. It's like you can't sit with it and actually appreciate a body of work. It's just pop it and it's like almost like checking it off. Like, all right, I listened to the new Drake album. Let me listen to Cole.
Right.
I listen to Cole. All right, let me listen to Kendrick. But nothing is. It just doesn't have the same timeless feel. What do you think that's about?
Motherfuckers is trying to hurry up and do shit. Like niggas is not really taking their time with it. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's one thing. But again, like we older now, so that shit don't mean as much as it did to us back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to now shit, the shit banging. He writing, the nigga doing it, you know what I'm saying? I know he's spitting.
You can tell.
I
Yeah,
know
right.
that. All right, I know that now. I heard it.
Yeah.
What now?
Yeah.
It ain't like, oh shit, I gotta play this shit every day, every time I wake up, or gotta play this shit when I'm in the shower.
Yeah.
I
But we
got
have,
shit.
yo, we had that though. Like, remember, like the first time you heard the first Mobb Deep, the infamous album, or you heard Illmatic and stuff like that. You know, like I remember riding the train back and forth to school and being like, yo, I gotta put Into the Stage, Black Moon on, and let me just listen to that from start to finish, back and forth. Or your album.
But that's what they doing to fucking Kodak Black and shit like that. The young people, they're like, yo, you hear that new Kodak Black? They know every word in and out. Like we used to know,
That's a fact.
you know what I'm saying? Kane and Cool G Rap and Slick Rick and everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Nah.
So what you working on now, big homie?
Me and my man Shorty Shy, we like to do this EP. And besides the Polar Perry joint I just did,
Nice.
Salute to the city, Paula Perry.
yeah.
Salute to the sis, man.
Just working, man. I got my man Emcee God back on deck. You know what I'm saying? Me and him doing some shit. You know, everything. You know what I'm saying? One step at a time. Whatever come. If it's worthy to fuck with, I'm fucking with it.
Yeah. Yo, so when you signed to Cold Chillin was like they pretty much were. There was a down period. They were on a decline.
Yeah.
Did you have an opportunity though to experience some of the magic of what Cold Chillin actually was? Because Cold Chillin was the cornerstone of hip hop for like the mid to late '80s with their roster between the Ace, the Kane, the Bismarck, the G Rap, to Shantae, to anybody. Even when they Craig G, even though Craig G didn't sign to Cold Chillin, but he was Juice Crew.
Right.
You know, like having all those dope MCs around. Did you have an opportunity to experience some of that magic?
I mean, as far as like the first tour we went on, it was me, Kane. I mean not Kane. Kid Capri, Bismarck, Master Ace, and whoever else. Like when we get to certain states, whoever else was on that particular show. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Run DMC, sometimes it's whoever, whatever. But that shit right there, that was part. I mean that was like that was the most. What can I say? That was the most of it. Like other than that, it was chaos. If you go to the office, it's some bullshit every time. But on the road, you know what I'm saying? That particular tour, the first one, that shit, Cold Chillin, some shit, whatever that tour was. I mean, I say that was part of Cold Chillin magic. You know what I'm saying? Other than that,
Yo, so what? So, walk us through what a day in the office look like. You go to Cold Chillin office.
somebody in there arguing because they didn't get a check. The magic might be fucking drunk, shit. Fly tie, you know what I'm saying?
Typical hood shit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, I think your daughter in the chat. She said you old, Pop.
What up, Muffin?
Oh man, so you said you go there.
Yo, Pops raised us too, baby girl, for real, son. We listened to Pop's music when we was babies, man.
Yo, she ill though. She an artist too, but she an R&B singer.
Okay.
Say word.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Y'all bae, yup.
Yo, so what you said you go to the office and people in the office fighting because they ain't get a check and they drunk?
Hell yeah, Mr. Magic drunk, popping shit. I'm super rocking Mr. Magic, motherfucker. It used to be crazy, yo. That was good times though.
The Cold Chillin book. I read the Cold Chillin book. I thought that was dope. I think y'all need a documentary, man.
I think Kane was working on that shit. He actually fucking trademarked the name Juice Crew.
Oh, okay.
And cause
Oh,
that just show you how fucking lax shit was. Like,
That
how
you
you got
trademark the name of the label.
right? Like, what the fuck was y'all niggas doing? How you a fucking record label, nigga? You got major distribution from from Warner Brothers and Epic. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And you didn't fucking trademark the. Come on, son. What
But
was they thinking?
you know
They
something
were
though?
thinking
Yo,
it.
yo, nah, don't say they weren't. You know what it is though? Like to me, Cold Chillin was the first true independent. Even though they had major distribution, a lot of it was grassroots.
Yeah,
And a lot,
yeah,
to be honest with you, a lot of it is that's what made it dope. That it was grassroots. Like I
yeah.
could look at a
That's a
fly
fact.
tie. I could look at a fly tie and be like, yo, that dude looked like my uncle. And he the executive of Cold Chillin. Or you could look at Bismarck Kane or you or whatever and be like, yo, these is dudes that they look like regular dudes that grew up in the hood. You know, so there was an element to having that image and that experience that I think made the label what the label was.
Yeah, but that nigga Ty went to college, man. He went to college for business. He should have known that shit.
I mean, if he had other things going on, that
Yeah. Nigga, you know, yeah, you know.
we ain't gonna say that on here, but there
Yeah.
are other things that people do that that put business on the back burner, and business may not be necessarily the
You are
priority at the time.
100% correct.
Yeah.
100%. That's what I'm saying. That's mostly what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo, but shit like that is dangerous though when you cutting checks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so God
When you
bless
cut
that.
checks and when you stop cutting checks.
Yes, the
That's
fact.
even more dangerous.
Right. That's
Niggas looking
really
for their bread,
dangerous.
son.
Shit. That's what I'm
Yo,
saying. Like, I'm telling you, any day in the office, motherfuckers is in there beefing because they ain't getting no fucking check.
yo, I think it was a Master Ace supposedly ran down on him over an advance, something like that. Ran
Yeah,
down on him. He ain't
I
get
read that. I read
nobody
that.
else.
I read that too. Ty said, nah, that shit.
Didn't go down.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I'm talking. This is what Ty told me. I wasn't there, but I did read that in the book.
Cold
The
Chillin joint, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ty, Russell Simmons, and Andre Harrell were roommates. Look at that. 3 black executives.
yeah. Who said that?
Finesse.
Oh, yeah.
Lord Finesse.
That's
But
that. We started doing like a series and shit on Ty. Me and my man Craze from what's his name? What is the name of his shit? Fuck, I can't remember his the name of his shit, but it's like Ty. He actually him and Mr. Matic. Like at one time, everybody that was on the radio had to come through them.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
the nigga story is ridiculous,
Mm.
ridiculous. But anyway, like I was saying, because I'm losing my train of thought. But we was working on a series about the whole from back in the disco fever days. That's when the original Juice Crew got started. Like everybody think that the Juice Crew is from the symphony.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that shit go back to Grandmaster Flash
Damn.
and the Cold Crush 4 and
Yeah, you
all that.
talking about the fever? That's in the Bronx.
Yeah. That's where all them niggas was hanging out at the cocaine
Yeah,
crew.
that's the cocaine crew.
Cocaine crew, nigga.
Yeah, son.
All that
There's a lot of that going on back there, son.
from them days, but Ty, I was saying that to say Ty was a manager at first. You know what I'm saying? He was managing all the acts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how him and Russell and Andre got cool and shit. And I think Ty and Andre went to Howard together.
Mm.
Uh, See that?
Yeah, and then that shit crazy because when they all broke out, they had the Cold Chillin, Uptown, and fucking Def Jam.
Mm.
That's crazy.
That's a little nugget right there, son. Pay attention. Yeah, that was dope.
Yo,
That's crazy.
that's all our 80s and 90s hip hop right there.
Yeah.
Right there, son. In a nutshell.
Yo, since we got Finesse here, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, how'd you end up on Big L, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous on the Graveyard?
Oh, because at the time Cold Chillin was distributed by Epic and he was on Columbia.
Yeah.
So we in the same building, the Sony building and shit. And I think his A&R Say, yo, I got this kid named Big L. He down with Finesse, this, that, and the third word. The nigga nice. He wants you to get on the joint with him. All right.
What I told you, a rapper's rapper.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was up, son, because that was nasty.
Yeah.
That was definitely nasty, man. Shout out to DITC, man. Them
Yeah.
brothers too, man.
Yeah.
The gift of production to come out of that camp. Like AG is one of my OGs, man. God bless him, man. Shout out to AG.
Mm-hmm.
Like AG put me on a path to really like reading and studying.
Mm.
Like I remember one time he said, yo, Rob, you like to minister information. You always coming back with something. I said, yo, son, you put me on this idea with reading. Cause he's God body. So he was like, yo, the first degree is knowledge, man. Go get knowledge, man. You need knowledge first. And ever since then, I've been a book junkie, son. That was just my little shameless plug for the AG, son, right there.
Nah, that's what's up. I mean,
For real, son.
he passed on something that you could utilize.
Absolutely. Let me ask you while we on that. What's the last 2 books you read that you can recommend anybody that's listening?
When Rocks Cry Out.
When Rocks Cry Out. Who's the author?
What the fuck is his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the book is
All right.
Rocks Cry Out. You Google it, that should come right up. Oh, and let me see, what's a good one? Probably the Bitcoin Standard.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, right now, because that's the shit niggas got to get into. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna
Yeah.
be behind if you
Yeah,
don't. Huh?
money is definitely changing, and man, they're about to make the American dollar digital in a second, man.
They're trying to.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to.
The government trying to do that shit.
It'll
Ain't
happen.
nobody fucking with them with that bullshit.
If they want it to happen, it'll happen. They don't figure
I'm
out a way.
saying everybody know that the US dollar is worthless. The shit not backed by nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nothing.
if they come out with a cryptocurrency, that shit definitely ain't gonna be backed by nothing.
Mm.
So why fuck with it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now they printing money by the boatload.
Right, and that's why the inflation is crazy right now.
Yeah.
They printing money that they can't afford. What is backing this money?
Yeah.
Pure air. The thin air.
You know
That's
what?
about it.
For a lot of people, the pandemic was a tough time, but there's a lot of people that made a lot of money.
Hell yeah.
Too.
The motherfucking PPP. Niggas.
That set of niggas the other way now too, though.
Yeah.
Yo.
Niggas was getting unemployment. Niggas was
For
getting
real.
kind of shit, man. Niggas
Stimulus.
was taking.
One
Yeah.
of my favorite tracks by you is
Mhm.
Behind Bars.
Right.
Yo, my favorite line in that joint is, "You was soft up north, living small as a dwarf, and if you was in cold, you got your head now."
Oh,
What inspired that?
being in jail. You know what I'm saying? That shit
Right.
about shit you see.
Oh man, yo, that story, like the story, that rhyme, that shit was so vivid that you listen to it, you like, damn, like, yo, he know all the intricacies of this.
I mean, that shit was real life. You know,
Oh man,
it so happened. You know what I'm saying? I got the gift to fucking write about it. You know what I'm saying? Certain way. So
yeah.
I don't know if we asked you this, but what inspired you to be an MC? Did we ask you that? I don't think we asked you that.
nah, the early battle tapes and shit like that, Cold Crush versus
Okay.
the Fantastic Five and shit like that. I like my brother he always had the cassette tapes with all the fucking, the parties and shit. So Cold
Mm-hmm.
4, Treacherous 3, Fearless 4, um, Busy B, all that shit, man. That's when I was in love with the music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I'm like, I don't
Yo,
love
It is.
yo,
I've been there, done that.
yo, but is it real talk? Is it the music or is it the business that makes you become disenchanted with the music?
It's the music. It's the music and it's the business, of course. But when I first got into this shit, I didn't get into it to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Did it for the love, right?
Yeah, this is what I love to do. It's still there, but some got to bring that shit out of me right now. It's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. Yo, we had was it last week? I think it was Baby Paul we had on. And I was saying to him, like, yo, one of the things that I noticed is that people get into this game based on their passion. It's like, yo, they just so passionate about making
Yeah.
music. And you hear the blood, sweat, and tears in their first project. But then the irony of it is that the business just it sucks like all the passion out of people.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, it's like there's great artists that they're able to recapture that passion. They find a way to be like, yo, let me tuck the business to the side, or let me get the business right, and then I can get back in my creative space. But then there are other people that they become so consumed by the business that it just all their ability to create and to produce good material just goes out the window because they've been so burned by the business element of it. So what does an artist need to do to be able to regain their creativity and their inspiration when that business is
I'm trying to find it right now, my nigga. Only thing that's inspiring me right now is my young niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they actually spit. You know what I'm saying? It's like
right.
the average young person right now, honestly, his shit gonna be bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Either it's bullshit or it's something that I just don't care for. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like trap music. I don't like, you know what I'm saying, the shit that's going on in hip hop today. It's not my beat. But these niggas is doing my shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit that I love.
Yeah.
So that and niggas is nice. So that's what's inspiring me right now. If it ain't lyrical, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, Finesse said make it fun again. Like, yo, that's one of the things I definitely miss about hip hop in the 80s and early 90s. That it was about, you know, you could have a leaders of the new school, you could have a scenario, you could have the Jungle Brothers, you could have Quest, then you could have artists like yourself, you could have a Kane, whatever it was, but it was always about like having a good time. And then there was a shift though in the music where it went from about having a good time. And one of my favorite MCs is Nas. But I also credit Nas with being a person who kind of really turned the corner in rap, where it became more about like a pack and the hood and the projects and this, that. And we appreciated it because we was dudes from the hood. And it was so, you know, it was so vivid for us to have the opportunity to experience and see it. But to me, it also sucked like some of the fun element out of the music.
Right, yeah. Because niggas, at one point, niggas got too cool to do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. Because niggas try to have an image. Finesse, what up, nigga?
The Funky Man.
What up, my dude?
OG, son. Peace.
Just in here checking y'all out and peeping what y'all saying. You know, skills. I just think you got to make it fun again. You got to make it.
You need to send me that track, nigga.
Huh?
Yeah. Need to send me that motherfucking track, nigga.
We're going to work on that. But I just think when artists come in the game, they creatives.
Right.
And
right.
Coming out the projects, they coming out they parents' houses. So it's all creative. Once you go to the music game, it becomes business.
Yeah.
Start taking your music like you're on some fucking assembly line. Yo, got another one. Do this, do that. And they take out the fun of being a creative.
Yeah.
And it takes out the fun, especially when they telling you to do something else that's not you.
Right.
And if you do that, we're not gonna back you. So you got you at that catch 52, meaning like either you gonna do what they say or you're gonna go off on your own and they ain't gonna back you and your ass gonna come and go. And
so
it affects you, and it affects you even more when the next person come with the same shit you was doing and blow up.
Right.
And I told y'all that was the move.
Right. And they steered you into some bullshit.
Yeah.
Business, but what I learned, and an OG told me this. It says, he told me, when did it ever come to a point where you let the business tarnish you so much that you forgot what you love? You got to understand, your gift took you out the hood. Your gift took you away from the struggle. Your gift took you around the world. Your gift took you off the block. How can it ever come to a point where you let the industry fuck you up so bad you hate what you used to love?
Yeah. You know what
That's
part
crazy.
Of that is, though? I think part of that, though, is sometimes looking and seeing other people profit so much off your art. You didn't put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and you know they dicking you around, but everybody else is making all this money as a result of it. And then I look at this era, like in this era where everybody is independent and you have the ability to go direct to consumer, I would imagine that it's got to be a little bit easier to not allow the politics of the music and stuff to get as involved.
Yeah, because you still got to have a plan. You still got to have a vision. You still got to execute. People just, because you independent, they use that word, I'm independent. I'm independent. To me, the gift about being independent is when you look major, but you independent.
That's a fact.
How about that?
Now,
That's a jewel right there.
you know, your artwork looking trash, your music sounds.
Oh, you independent.
Yeah. So I just think it's more to music. It's having a vision to your music. It's like when I look at the music game right now, most of these dudes are rhyming for dudes.
Yeah.
They ain't rhyming for women no more.
The niggas is too cool for certain shit.
Yo, this is I don't mean to cut your wisdom, Lord, but this is when I always ask artists, how important is imagination? Because that's tied into the fun. Being able to have a vision and create it and also see it through as you're creating and having it fun. But when the business side gets into it, you kind of lose that sense of peace where you can think the idea out or use your imagination out and then go and work on it. You know what I'm saying? So in my personal opinion, I think we need to kind of get back into that. Not as no kid, but just still have an imagination strong enough and a vision wide enough to keep going and pushing to do what it is that you like to do.
I think this dude, and you know, I don't agree with everything he do. I think he, you know, sometimes he sharp, sometimes he left field, but
I know where you're going.
People the blueprint. He showed people the blueprint when they wasn't fucking with me. He showed you everything he had to do to get where he was at. Like I said, I don't agree with everything he do.
Right.
That first part, Rockefeller wasn't fucking with him like that. He had to really go and prove himself when he showed them like, yo, we better put our money on him.
Right.
But that's the whole thing. It starts with you. Nobody's gonna hustle.
Right.
Like people keep waiting on welfare, some shit to come along and
Yo, I said that last week, yo. Stop waiting on people to create your narrative and create your own narrative, man, and hold on to it.
You get
someone
power and authority that has no position in your reality. None.
Fact.
None. Nobody. They ain't gonna be there when you fail. They ain't gonna be there either way. It's like you gotta believe. Ain't nobody supposed to believe until you believe.
That's a fact.
Yo, man, check this out. Tell me what you think. What do you think, nigga? Like,
right.
shit.
Exactly.
Oh man.
If you don't believe in it, what the fuck?
They don't have to go through no filter to see if they good or talented no more. They could show our views. They could show different things to get around talent.
I was just about to say that.
That's why, you know, we could tell one of these young kids, your shit is trash. That's not going to stop them from uploading that shit to YouTube.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That engage them even more. I'm gonna show you that my shit ain't trash. Watch this.
Yo, but you know something? I think with like the metrics and the analytics being on display, that also leads to having more bargaining power, right? Like if you are trying to approach a major label, to step to them and be like,
that's what they looking for.
Yeah, without you, I got all these views, I got all these followers and everything like that. So that it doesn't become a situation where it's like, all right, the label, you relying on the label to make you hot. Nah, I came to you when I was hot.
You can have views, but how did you get the views? Is the views and your motherfucking music running neck and neck?
They coincide, right?
Double shit, and you got some views, and now you getting in the business. Most of these people you put in the booth, they don't even know how to go in the booth and do a song.
Niggas don't know what a 16 is.
They don't understand the magic is in the
structure.
So when you got a nigga that's constantly punch me in, punch me in, punch me in. You chopping up the performance. The performance is when you go in there and you perform the record.
Right.
And translate to when you go on stage because you got your master performance down pat.
Mm-hmm.
But if you already punching, you ain't gonna have no breath control on stage.
Yeah.
You damn near catch a fucking heart attack because you ain't you performing the record straight through. You see a nigga sweating and turning.
Yo,
Yo.
I be telling my niggas all the time that shit, yo. You gotta fucking have your breath control. Leave them bum ass Newports the fuck alone.
Your brothers is from an era though where it was embarrassing to punch.
Yeah, and right now, all these niggas is rhyming over the vocals.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that shit. Nah.
But
Can I do that? Yeah.
what it is that y'all, the world is letting people settle for mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it now. That's a fact.
If people say, yo, that shit is trash, and everybody know that shit is trash, and not like, yo, it's trash, but it made $1 million, you know? Trash is trash.
Yeah.
Right. Bottom line.
Trash is trash.
Yo, you know when that switched though? That switch when people started evaluating dude's talent based on record sales and being like, oh, this dude is he dope because he sold all these records. Nah, you ain't dope because you sold all them records. But that's what happened. A lot of that popped up.
But is it the missing of A&Rs and artist development while we got all this trash shit?
I mean, it's
the consumers.
It's how they capitalizing off the game right now, you know? They don't give a fuck about these artists. They don't give a fuck about none of these. That's why people, an album come out and the person go, yo, this shit is a classic. Then 2 weeks later, the album's gone. Like, so what's up with that album? Oh, that shit ain't hot no more. Motherfucker, you just said that was a classic.
Classic. Right.
You made it, right.
No playback value.
It's the sonic frequency. People don't make music that sounds good anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's the warmth of the music. And like I said, it's the concepts. The concepts is just
garbage.
It's like the movie game right now. They keep doing sequels. Nobody's really doing no original movies no more.
Yeah.
Fucking Jaws Part 7. Fast and Furious 15. You know, it's like y'all keep rehashing. Nobody, you got to do new shit. I mean, I give. That's why I give. I think I give black directors a lot of credit because the shit we go through in life allows us to write these stories that other people can't even imagine.
That's right.
Because these stories that's being written by black people, they're going, wow, this shit is real. And you know, the directors go, this shit is real.
Yeah.
Because I lived it.
You know, it is
right.
Real. And nobody can't tell our story like we could tell our stories. They can't tell us about our slang. They can't tell us about the gear we was wearing. They can't tell us about the music being played. So many times you see a black story told by other people be corny. The music be off, the slang be off, the speakers don't match the era. Story like we tell our story.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Man.
It's a true fact, man.
The world is ours, but I tell cats right now, you gotta have a vision. It gotta be a vision to your music. Your music gotta tell your story. If I tell producers sometime, if I came to you to get something, what can you give me that nobody else could give me?
So let me ask you, Ness, what was your vision when you did the Underboss remix for Marvin Gaye, I Want You?
Well, how that came about is I was playing in clubs, and what I would do is I would get my hands on masters and I would remix the masters to give it a spin. So when I played in the club, I gave that shit that bounce. I ain't get complicated. You can get complicated, but I kind of kept the instrumentation and just put the funk up under there. So
yes, you did.
Came on, it was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Look at that. And it rides.
It got me the project because when I did LA Boombox out here, you know, knocking different versions of these songs, and them shits is all knocking.
Knocking, yes, sir.
executive
Yes, sir.
was like, yo, what's all that shit you was playing? I'm like, oh, that's remixes I do when I have time. He said, you ever thought about doing a project like that? Serious?
And
That was crazy. Yeah.
that was crazy, right?
Yeah.
And mess with it, but you got to be careful with it because you can fuck up an original.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then these artists, these Motown niggas, they got certain they fan base is not having that. You fucking up the fucking what's the name? Martha Reeves or whatever the fuck you fucking up, you know what I'm saying? Smokey Robinson shit,
But
nigga.
the blessing was that the project did come off the right way and they were surprised
Right.
didn't even see it. And
Right.
that's when the Barry White Estates approached me and I did the Never Never Gonna Give You Up. It's out right now. It came out for Valentine's Day. And I showed them once again that, I took Barry and the drums and then gave that shit a whole nother musical landscape. But if you ain't never hear the original, you could have swore that could have went for the original.
Yeah, you gotta send me that.
Yo, can both of y'all talk about the transition? Can both of y'all talk about the transition of going from an MC to a producer and what that was like?
Well, I think nobody. I mean, you being an artist, right? You know what you want to rhyme on.
That's right.
Want to rhyme on before the producer play it for you. You know. So when you get into the world of collecting records and producing, you could take some weird abstract shit that nobody would have even thought of you rhyming on, and rhyming on it, and make people look at that loop a whole different way.
Right.
Diamond was a beast at that. Joe was a
genius at that.
When you listen to fucking Runaway Slaves and you listen to Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop, listen to all those different vibes. They ain't regular things that somebody go, I know what that is. I would rhyme on that. Nah. It's sometimes you hear things that other people don't hear. That's the thing about being a producer, is you get to sit with the artist and you ask the artist, what are you hearing? And y'all come up with the magic together.
Right.
Taylor, I got some suits in the closet, but if you got some time, we could go through some different fabric.
Nice.
I could
an analogy.
I could scope something around you that when you go to the party with this shit on.
Oh yeah.
Yo, man, I want that suit, man. Nah, that's made this shit from scratch.
But as
that's a dope analogy right there.
As producers, I'm sure you get people coming in like, yo, I need you to make me a beat like the beat you made for such and such. I want a track that sounds.
I hate that shit, nigga. That was I did that because that's what I felt at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just make the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit, not me, myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's whatever I feel at that moment. And I became a producer out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nobody to go say, like, yo, I need a track. Who the fuck had a track back then?
Right.
I ain't know nobody, so I just had to do what I had to do. And Finesse, I used to call you, nigga, to walk me through the SP. Like, yo, man, I'm ready to throw this shit against the wall. This shit ain't acting right. Nah, nigga, you know what the fuck you doing.
Get it, man. Like, to me, when I'm sitting with an artist, I talk to him in analogies. Like, do you want something dark? Do you want something with some energy? Because it don't always have to be a fast record, but you want the record to make an impact. So it could be energy, like M.O.
Right.
Annie Up ain't a fast record.
Nah.
But they got energy.
Yeah. That shit got the impact. I seen them niggas perform that shit 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And so it's about knowing what you want as an artist. A lot of these artists ain't artists, especially in the R&B world. You can come up with the perfect track. Oh, that's dope. You got somebody that can write to it? Okay.
Right.
Find somebody to write to it. You got somebody that can reference it? It's like, God damn, you doing all the fucking work for the artist.
Right. Right.
Right.
Oh,
So Ness, it sounds like you're the producer that would rather sit in the studio with the artist and kind of get some camaraderie going on versus just emailing shit and emailing shit back and emailing shit.
because what'll happen is that now you telling me to give you something hot. My thing of what I think is hot, what you looking for might be two different planets.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
I
Right.
might give you some real scorching shit. That shit might be over your head. You might go, nah, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. And then sometimes you sit with an artist and they say, play me some shit. And the shit they pick, you want that?
Yeah. Right.
Of all beats,
Yeah,
A throwaway, probably, right?
had to put that on something, they would have never heard that shit.
Mm.
And that's the magic, because sometimes an artist will take some shit that I had and I go, God damn, he killed that shit. Like,
Mm.
wow. So it works hand in hand. But all,
right?
yo, send me some beats, send me an email, yo, the way dudes talk to me, I look at them like, man, I'm at a place right now where I pick and choose who I want to work with.
I asked you that, yeah.
You'll be lucky if I want to work with you. Because
Mm.
I'm not like some dude on the corner drinking a 40. I don't have to do this. The way they come at you, yo, I need some, you still do beats? I need some beats. I need some beats. And the
I need
problem is,
text, nigga.
everybody talk this music shit, but nobody talk no money.
Mm.
Talk about it, bro.
And if you got to bring up money, don't even do it.
Yeah.
If you got to bring up, because I'm a businessman. If I come to IU or I come to somebody, it's like, yo, IU, I want this track, or what you charge, or what can we agree on?
Worked out.
First,
Right.
talking about. I'm not coming up with the long sob story. Yo, the culture is dying and the stuff.
The culture is dying.
And then
Wow.
they'll motherfucking compliment you and diss you at the same time.
Mm.
Yo, IU, man, I've been looking for you for a while, man. You one of the greatest that ever did it, man. Yo, man, you know how many people I had to go through to get your number? And then IU might go, all right, well, what you want to do? Well, I want you to rhyme on this, or I want you to do this. And it'd be like, yo, all right, well, it's going to cost you this. Damn, man. Shit. You ain't really been doing nothing lately.
You see that? That's when that bullshit come out. Yeah.
But she was looking for me
But
for
she
a
was
reason.
looking for me.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
They do that shit.
Oh.
And it's like, yo, man, like,
That bullshit.
go find your Fisher Price beats and go ahead with that, man, because I got some real dramatic, drawn out Quincy Jones shit. I don't kicks and snares over a loop.
Oh man. Yo, when we had Baby Paul on, we was asking him about this also. Has there been ever, I guess, like a person that you gave a track to, and you don't have to say specifically if you don't want to, that you gave a track to and they exceeded your expectations on that track, or they were underwhelming on the track where you was like, damn, I thought they was gonna do something better to it.
I got more exceeding stories than I got, like when Big took Suicidal Thoughts, compared to what I heard with Warning and all that other shit. I'm like, you want that? It's like, yo, I got an idea for that.
Mm.
And I ain't hear it until it came out. And I was like, damn, he really had a story for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could tell you is Jewels that I did for OC's title track of Jewels.
That beat was crazy.
That shit was supposed to be an interlude on Awakening.
Yeah, that jump crazy.
That wasn't a beat that I was looking to shop. It was just happening. I was playing some interludes and was like, yo, what's that? I'm like, yo, it's an interlude I'm about to put on. Oh, hell no, man. That's, bring
that crazy.
So you do got stories that, like I said, where you'll do something and you wasn't expecting much. And, the only beat is two beats that I knew for the life of me just had that feeling. They still ring the same way. When I first did Hip to the Game, I knew
Hip to the game.
that I just took that shit and go, this is mine. I don't got an ID yet, but I'm keeping this shit. And the other joint was when I first did the message. If you listen to YouTube, I originally got vocals on the message before Dre got it. So my vocals is on there, and that hook is already there. So Dre just brought the beat with the hook was already there. So, but I knew that beat was special. Even when I listen to it to this day, I go, "Man, that was some shit."
Yeah. What about by you?
Something that nobody was expecting. But you in your shit before anybody else, because sometimes you might be doing some real incredible immortal shit that people just ain't ready for.
Yeah.
Once again, I give Kanye a lot of credit because a lot of that shit he did for himself, nobody wouldn't have fucked with that.
Who that?
Kanye.
Oh.
When he first did Flashing Lights, I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that shit right there.
He went
That's a crazy beat.
that. Oh, he's somewhere else with it.
Flashing lights,
Yeah. But you know what it is? It's that the risk.
Oh.
The risk. That's what makes him a genius. The willingness to take that risk.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the risk is going to take you to another level, and sometimes the risk will just take you to the bottom. Why they call it risk? Because you really risking. Like, I love the earlier Kanye shit. I mean, some of the newer stuff.
That nigga was soulful back then.
Yeah.
I don't hear the new shit, you know? It's just the way I look
I ain't been fucking with
at certain things. Is I love Nas. Nas is going to go down as one of the greatest. But I'm more into the Nas of the first two albums because it was his mind state and the poetics of how he was putting it together lyrically.
We just were talking about the fucking. He said the second album was it the Nostradamus? He said that shit wasn't it.
Yeah, that's to me. Nostradamus, I think, was like his fourth album. It was Illmatic. It was written.
It was written was the shit.
Yeah, he did.
I liked it was written.
Power.
Right, Power. That's my favorite joint right there.
When he was
shit.
Jerome's knee shot in the dome piece from Jones.
Jones Beach? Yes, son.
Come on, man.
You gonna put that together by osmosis.
Yeah.
Yo, neither one of y'all ever try to work with him or did anything with him?
Nah.
My thing.
I used to see him when he was before he got signed. He used to be at Cool G Rap crib all the time, just writing all the time. Writing and shit. You like, fuck is this nigga? Like, yo, this nigga gonna be the next shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely a G Rap disciple.
Yeah. No question. He was there all the time, just writing.
Yeah, I mean, it takes about, like I said, we got to start doing music with substance, man. You got
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's missing.
More than trying to impress some street dudes or, you know, when I listen to today's music, they keep going back to the classics because it got enough substance where they could put it in movies and different things. It still ring to this day. This rap shit, this drill shit, you can't put that shit in movies like that.
Right. It ain't gonna last the test of time, man.
Yeah.
It ain't that type of music.
Yeah. I mean, reasons why you could still put Black Rob Woe or fucking Black Sheep.
Shout out to Buck Wow.
Yeah.
Buck is a beast too.
He killed that shit. Jesus Christ.
But they still fuck with that song from Black Sheep, you know? Choice.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
you hear that played in every arena. You hear that played in every arena. You hear that at the circus, Ringling Brothers. You hear that at hockey games. You hear that at baseball. You hear that at graduations everywhere, son.
None of this new shit is like that, though.
Yeah, they still fuck with raw bass. It takes two.
That's a
fact. It takes two to make it. It takes two. Yeah.
Energy and the dynamics in those records that make them classic.
I'm gonna tell you though what bothered me about that though, because those records, yo, I listen to those records and I pray and I say, like, I hope that the artist actually got ownership of the records, because the records are being licensed left and right, and every time you turn around, it show up in a movie or it's in a video game or whatever it is, and those are timeless records, man. That's never gonna go away.
but that's why it's so important for the artists to make those type of records now, man, because like I just got a song that I produced for a group Placed, and I don't think I seen a royalty check from this fucking label, but they popped up to get half of that motherfucking 40,000 though.
See that shit?
Yo,
Motherfucker.
Finesse, was you on and you heard IU's story about how he went to Burt Patel to get his $100,000 check and it was only 50 grand? Was you on for that part?
Nah.
Yeah, man, because Biz had to get half. But I didn't know that. Nobody explained that shit to me. So he wasn't there when they cut me the check. You know what I'm saying? When I got back to Burt.
Come in there, we don't know the rules to this shit, man.
Exactly.
And they bank off, and then when you finally smarten up, niggas say you're a problem because you're too smart.
Right.
Right. Niggas don't like you smart. They don't like you smart, yo.
They can't.
They want to keep you a dummy.
They get mad, man, and it's like, and then you have to learn how to fight for what is yours. You know, and that's another thing that a lot of black artists are walking around here thinking they're broke, and they're not broke.
You got money, they just don't know how to get it.
You got money, but boy, yo, you don't want to really look into that. We play that shit. We too cool. Like, you know what? I ain't even gonna stress that.
Yeah, all right.
They stress every coin. We the only ones that be fucked up saying we ain't stressing shit.
Yeah.
That's a cut. That's a jewel right there.
That
we ain't worried about it. We act like we too not worried about shit, man.
It's too cool for school.
A industry lawyer and a litigator. Entertainment lawyers are.
There you go. You hear that? A litigator.
Litigator. Somebody that can talk shit for you, boy.
Right.
Like what is that you'll get an industry entertainment lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Say I'm an entertainment lawyer and you own this label and IU owns Cold Chillin and you up top you own fucking Universal and I got a good relationship with y'all. So now when I got an artist that I deem that got some type of talent that I think y'all could fuck with, I sell y'all an artist. Yo, I got this artist, yo, IU, you want, and let's say I take the artist to IU and IU signs the artist. The artist got signed because me and IU got a relationship. We got a rapport.
Right.
Now, what happens if IU and the artist get into beef and y'all can't come to no terms, you'll hear lawyers like, well, I'll call and see what we could work out and this, that, and the third. But in truth of the matter is that you're going to have to work that shit out because I'm not fucking up my relationship with IU.
How about that? Yeah, you on your own.
That's what happens with a lot of artists until an artist get a litigator. A litigator don't give a fuck. You in the wrong, you got some money owed, we going to get that.
Get it. Yeah.
That is it. And sometimes it's not going to be an easy fight. It's not going to be something you get done in a month or 2 months. Sometimes that should take years because they want to wait you out.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see how adamant you is about getting your money. And
shout out to De La Soul because they waited a long time, boy.
But tell you they'll throw the curveball on you. The curveball is you'll stop chasing them, and then they got something called statute of limitations, usually 7 years, or they say they can only go back 7 years. So now all of the big money you was getting in the beginning is gone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You the scrap money.
Yeah.
So I learned so much being in this game that it just made me just say, I want to be independent. I don't care about the big budgets. I don't care because a lot of headaches come with all that shit.
Right.
A lot of headaches, and it's easier for you to survive when you self-made versus when you made by the industry. That's That's why a lot of underground artists still got fan bases, whether it's in Europe and it's in Japan and
that's a fact.
When the industry makes you, if you give them the power to feed you, you also give them the power to starve.
Fact. Yeah. Yo, when you was first signed to Wild Pitch, right?
Yeah, my first deal was shit.
Yeah.
First album was fire though.
Yeah.
Second fire too.
I ain't really had no budget. I ain't had no advance. That's why when
Wow.
he got me on Warner Brothers, man, I was a happy camper. He was like, "Look, man, if you got a deal, I could get you 100 and something thousand." And Stu Fine, lucky he let me out that deal. You'd have found Stu Fine you'd have found him somewhere. You can't you can't tell nobody from the hood you got 100 and something thou for him. And this dude is talking about stopping you from getting that. Because that's what they do. They trade you like baseball cards. It's like, yo, okay, let us work out a deal. And they'll go to a higher level like Warner Brothers and go, yo, I got so-and-so. And they'll get 200 or something crazy price for you that they ain't even put into you.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you get to that label, you got to recoup your advance and what they
And
get.
that funded, yeah.
So, man, I done hit every pothole in the road in the game, but the knowledge is immortal. And, you know, I don't care about getting down with no groups or nothing like that. I learned so much, even producing. I heard y'all talking about producing earlier. And I always thought, and you and my crew could tell you, we always thought when a producer did it, they did everything by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always thought. I'm in there with a tape on, trying to be Superman, doing everything by myself. And then I go in another nigga's session. They got a nigga doing the programming, another nigga on the key, and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing all this time?
Yeah, shit's like an orchestra.
Yeah, but that's how we came into it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
But
if you ain't do it,
go ahead, you.
yeah, if you ain't manually do this shit, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Press it, then you ain't produce it. But when you get older or you go further down, you realize these niggas ain't producing shit. These niggas is telling niggas you do this, you do that, and then now when it comes out, you know what I'm saying? My name is on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But and like I said, another OG taught me something. It's your approach to what you trying to get. Like, let's say, let's go with Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones, exactly.
When he had a chance to work with Michael Jackson on Off the Wall and Thriller, he didn't take on the job by himself. He said, I'm going to get the best writers, I'm going to get the best musicians, and he became the master orchestrator that put it all together. So Bill is a producer.
That's what I was telling you earlier.
This piece.
Right, like Puffy, right.
I'm going to get all these different things. Oh, I know him. He's the greatest writer, Rod Templeton. We're going to bring we're going to bring this person. And he made that what it was by combining all those players to make that incredible team that did. So that's a level of producing.
That's when you at the top of your game where you don't gotta do everything with your motherfucking self. Like, come on, y'all do this, you know what I'm saying?
So I learned, like, my partner is the player. You know, I learned, like, I can't play. I can't play, but I can chop. I could program. My programming skills is crazy. But once I got with somebody that could play and heard things that I didn't do, even advanced my programming skills, because he was teaching me different things with velocity when I was programming drums.
Dope.
Right.
Where now it's me and him, and we split it 50-50, and that's another thing that people are scared to do. They want credit. So I don't want somebody I got to give half to. But you're not understanding. One is that you can do music more efficiently, more your workload is lighter. And having a player can venture you off into other genres that you
open you up.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to know why you're into business with somebody. And it's the same thing musicians got to learn is this right here is me having a partner. He knows whatever we do, we get 50-50. So he's going to give me his best while I put my best into it. A lot of people like to get musicians and keyboards and bass players. And you have to understand, once this musician is on here and he's playing, and you ask this person what you think, and he plays something, he now becomes a producer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're asking him to play something of what he thinks.
Right.
You're
His opinion counts.
As opposed to instructing him.
play this, play these keys, play these chords.
Right.
No, you saying, so what you hear on that? And then
Nah,
the person will orchestrate the whole shit, and then they don't want to get a person no credit, no publishing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But these are all types of things that I learned in the business. And like I said, when you know this type of knowledge, they don't want a person like me around these young cats. I can't fuck him the way I want if he's hanging with Ness.
Right.
Yeah, I always felt there was a clear distinction between a producer and a beat maker. To me, a beat maker is a dude who'll make beats and they'll email beats to people and stuff like that. I've always believed that a producer is somebody who's going to do the coaching and help people around
Process.
and really work with people around, like the development of the song, and say to people like, oh, maybe you need a bridge, or maybe you need to consider this, or what's your hook, or it needs a different hook. But I think that we had got to a point in hip hop where dudes was doing a lot of just beat selling. Like, oh, I'm in demand. Here's a beat. Here's a beat. Here's a beat. And you could tell because the quality of people, like you were saying with Kanye, the quality of their work earlier is far better than some of their later work. Now, I think that to me, where Kanye kind of lost me, and a lot of people keep telling me, yo, go back and listen to it, and I appreciate it. To me, the Yeezus album that he did, sonically, it didn't resonate with me. And maybe it didn't resonate with me because I was so used to Kanye doing stuff that was sample heavy and soulful and chopped up and everything, and it was a lot of electric guitars and just different shit that wasn't for me on
Which
that
one was
album.
With the Paul McCartney?
Yeezus is the joint where he had I Am a God on it, and it was just like whoever mastered it, like you could just be sitting in the car and 1 minute the sound just go blaring, and I guess that was the effect that he was going for on the album. But what I'm trying to say is that you look at Kanye now, and Kanye essentially is a conductor. And there's a symphony, he's an orchestra. He got all these different people in the lab. Yeah, saying, all right, this is what I want. Or people coming to him with bare bones production, and he look at it and he say, all right, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to tweak it. Right. And the trade-off is that part of being able to say, like, you know what? Like, I had the opportunity to collaborate with Kanye, and as a result of collaborating with Kanye, it opens the door for me to get other opportunities. What people don't realize is that, yo, breaking down 50-50 and half of something is better than have 100% of nothing. Right. Like if you can't get nothing off, but you the sole owner of it, it means absolutely nothing. But if you in demand and you got a partner and you moving all these records and you producing all this stuff and doing all these tracks and you in demand different genres and everything, that's a win.
I mean,
that's a win-win.
A quiet genius for me, and I call him a quiet genius because he makes massive hits, and I don't think he get enough credit. He does get credit, but not at the level of Kanye, and that's Pharrell.
Yeah, he's
about that.
Pharrell's brilliant too.
You know, when I trip on some of the records, I go, he did that? Oh, you know,
that Babyface shit he did.
Yeah, Pharrell's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, you could listen to Happy alone and go, damn.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. He tripped me out with that one, but I said, but that's him. He's eclectic like that. He will do something off the wall to have you think like, really, you went there? But I like it.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you what I appreciate about Pharrell.
No,
what I appreciate about Pharrell is, to me, Pharrell got a lot of the same qualities of a dude like RZA. They make music. To me, it's like they don't sit down and mathematically think about this has to be here, this is how this has to be, and this, that. And yes, it's a science to it. But I think the flip side of it for them is just like organic. It's a feel. Oh, this sounds good. This is what I'm gonna do, kind of thing. And that's where, to me, like there's brilliance.
You said the word. Yeah, you said organic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of the most incredible shit come from, it organically happening.
Right.
Like, we gotta make a radio joint. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. It's just like it feels good. Like I don't try, like, with musicians, I ain't trying to get shit perfectly key that shit feel good, it is good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, because music is a feel, man. I mean, when I listen to R&B and neo soul, when I'm listening to those chords and I'm watching the chords go different ways, and I go, God damn, man. Because to me, with R&B, when I'm sitting with my musicians, if I could predict where the chords are going, I don't like it.
Mm.
I heard it before.
Okay.
But if you start hitting keys that's just wild, and I'm going, God damn, you know, that's the magic of R&B for me, because R&B always made you feel good, man. It wasn't about all this auto-tune shit, and
I hate that.
they hear soul, man.
I hate that shit, yo.
And Fire, fucking Ramsey Lewis, Shaka Khan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to some shit. I can't listen to this and call this genius.
Mm.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah.
You guys got music for days. Your whole team,
Yo.
man. Listening to anything digging in the crates make. I'm being that I'm from the Bronx. I just bought it. So fuck it. These guys is a genius. The way they make music and the way they push it out, you're not gonna hear it nowhere else.
But that
And that just goes to
when
the way y'all pick records.
Cold Chillin came out, we felt the same way. Anything that was on Cold Chillin and Prism, oh, that was an instant $5. Like, yo,
Niggas don't know about Prism. That's
Prism.
Yes, sir.
you get
That was the Fly Tie Stash House.
the bid. That's where you get raw. That's all that shit.
Right.
Prism.
Yeah. That's prison.
Yeah.
You know, they
That's a fact.
went to Cold Chillin, but at that point, they could do no wrong. When you fucking G-Rap Poison on Prism,
Poison.
That
Road
was
to the
on
Rick.
Cold Chillin. That was on Cold Chillin.
fucking, it's a demo?
Yeah. From yours.
Yes. And what was on the flip side of that shit? Cause I'm fly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't tell me nothing about Cold Chillin. Fucking Rikers Island.
Right, cause Island. Like,
Right. Yeah. That,
You know, that is my favorite album of G-Rap will always be Wanted Dead or Alive. That album is fucking genius.
Yeah.
Talk Like Sex.
Talk Like Sex is my shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to talk like sex.
Yeah.
Like, man, I mean, that's where we come from. We come from an era of such diversity. We and this is the main thing. We come from an era of limitation. And that's why you got so many geniuses, because everything was limited, from the drum machines to the sampling time, bit rate,
Right.
to
So you had to be resourceful.
so every time we got to a point where we couldn't do something, we had to think it out. How are we gonna make this work? And you listen to all those albums from Tribe Called Quest to Gangstar, all the world of limitation and incredible shit that we were doing more with less.
Yeah.
Now it hurts because we seeing people do less with more.
Yeah.
Everything is push button. You know what I'm saying everything is just automatic templates for a motherfucker. Man,
Yo.
you had to dig. Just digging for samples was hours and hours and hours. You know what I'm saying time consuming like a motherfucker. Now they got sample packs.
Yep.
All this other shit. You know what I'm saying?
All that shit that's handicapping them. And
Well, think about the with everything being digital now. Like, a lot of people don't realize. I step back and I appreciate hearing like the snaps and crackles in the records when people was actually sampling. Hearing that added another element to the actual song.
popcorn, the fried chicken.
Yeah. That shit was an instrument.
And just soulfulness of the samples. Like, there ain't no soul in music right now, man. None.
But that's how I look at it. And if, you know, producers from my era should be more than excited to do music in this era, because
Yes, sir.
and we got stuff that they can't do. Stop what they do. I tell niggas all the time, you never had fucking Al Green worried about New Edition. Like, let them niggas go. Do what they You know,
do what you do.
Al Green said, I need you to make me one of them camp records.
Right.
That's a fact.
Happiness and all that shit already.
Yo, I'm just.
Yo, Ness, Ness, what can you share with us that you're working on, good bro?
Oh man, well,
What ain't you working on, huh?
it's for me. It's so much, man. Between me traveling, between me DJing, between me producing, between me trying to get these two labels off the ground. Because I would love to work with the artists from my era because I know what
Thank you, man.
to give them, and it
Right,
just giving them music because I could give them music. It's giving them music. The greatest gratification is to blow somebody up that everybody was shitting on.
Mm.
Mm.
You know, it's easy to work with a nigga that's already gold and platinum.
Yeah.
But you show how great you are when you could take an artist that nobody's fucking with and make them hot. That's where
right,
that's where the money is at.
right.
You know, and I think what we talked about before, ownership is very important. You know, y'all don't know in 35 years, there's so much shit I could break down. In 35 years, the rights to your records revert back to you.
Mm.
So you're going to own that. But in the meantime, you should be creating a catalog that's dope. So
Right,
when they put it in a movie or they put it in something, you own 100% of that. Not
right.
do you own the music, but you own the master. And
Yeah,
when
that's another thing niggas
you
don't know.
here, you got something that talks for you when you're no longer here. You got something that your family could eat off of, that
Mm-hmm.
you for them, which is the music. Because if the music is great, your family will be able to eat off of that forever. I don't
That's
give
a
Forever.
cars with them shits is flying. If that music is dope, they want you fucking with that record. Sometime, like when I did the awakening, I did that shit. I was in the zone. I felt great about it. But unfortunately, that's not what the industry was feeling at that time.
mm.
And it grew on people later. Now people saying, yo, man,
It's a great project.
that shit was a fucking classic.
Yeah.
Say, look, man, whatever I do now, I hope it don't take motherfucking 15, 20 years for y'all motherfuckers. That, you know,
Yeah.
niggas work hard. And like y'all was saying earlier, hey, yo, we need to do this and yo, y'all should do this again. And then when you do it, they sit there and go, oh, that can't,
Niggas,
I'll wait for the next one.
yeah, they don't support it.
It's just like they don't know how to live in the moment no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There you go.
Niggas is
And the,
old now, man.
If I DJ somewhere, if I'm on Twitch and I'm rocking, they go, yo, all right, you was rocking on Twitch. Are you gonna record it? No, motherfucker, catch it while I'm doing it. What the fuck you mean?
Niggas be having
niggas is
daily
lazy,
life.
man.
It's niggas' life, nigga.
You know, they don't take it as serious as we take it.
Mm.
But man, that can't discourage you. You gotta keep moving forward, man. I always tell people, man, your best days are ahead of you. And if you don't believe your best days are ahead of you, then what do you believe?
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Can't
And
live in
if you can't
yesterday's
past
face
bad
on
shit
in
that happened,
today's game.
you can't get past the bad shit that happened to you in the game, you defeated. Quit.
Mm.
Already. That's right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
A sob story all day. When I was at this label, they fucked me over, and when I did this, they took this from me, and I'm gonna listen to the whole shit, and then I'm gonna hit you with that one question. So what
What
you
you doing now?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and if you can't tell me how you plan to do something about it, we don't even need to talk no more. Because all you want is sympathy. You ain't looking to make no waves. You ain't really looking to move forward.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
you gotta fight for everything, especially if you underground. I've been underground my whole career. Do I regret anything? Nah. Is it things I wish I did a little bit different?
Hold up.
Right.
No, the question is, would you trade your career for a young jock career? Right?
No.
That was the question.
That's the
That was
question.
that was the question. That was the question. That was the
Yo,
question.
Young Jock got that record. That record had to go platinum. God only knows how many times over.
Nah, because I always want to be loved as an artist.
Mm.
Right.
Integrity.
Right.
Whenever the clock is punched, I know when you talk about me and what I brought to the game is way more
Impactful. That's right.
impactful than a quick hit record.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
You know,
Right.
and that's what I look at the game right now, man. We got to still contribute. You can't tear an ACL in music. You know,
That's right. Yeah.
you can't tear.
Yo, you got.
No.
There's so many jewels that Finesse dropped in here.
Yo,
Go back and read this, man.
Yo, on some real shit though, like one of the things that frustrates me about what's going on in the industry now is that the money that's there now, man, I look at like the artists from the 80s and the 90s, and I'm like, yo, why couldn't they have been able to capitalize on this money?
The way
I
you
know
capitalize
hip-hop,
now.
like it's
So-
global and the whole they figured out different ways to monetize the music and everything. But it's just so unfortunate when you look back and you look at all of the great creatives of our time, you know, not being able to reap the benefits of somebody who could literally, a 6ix9ine could come out and put out records that's trash, make all this money, do all these shows and get all this bread and everything. But you got people who are staples in hip hop, pure artists,
Right.
creators and everything, that they still like, damn, like, you know, how you call it, like, yo, I potentially either I got to work a regular job or, you know, I'm living from check to check, whatever it is. Like, that to me is just, we got to figure out how do we do something.
That's the same thing with the
Wow.
NBA. Think about Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
How much he got?
Yeah.
100,000?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yo,
150,000?
we talked about before, I think Dominique Wilkins' career earnings. Dominique Wilkins' career earnings was probably like $25-30 million, but then you have other people who get $30 million
For one
one
season.
year.
Bro.
For one fucking season.
Well, you gotta always look at yourself as you the beginning blueprint. And when you the beginning blueprint, when you first at something, you're gonna be first at something, and it's gonna be great that you first at something. But a lot of people could look at your mistakes and improve on it, and that's how they advance in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because we looked at the Melly Mel's and the Grandmaster Caz and Kumo D's, and then it went to the Rakims and the KRS Ones and the Ice Cubes, and you watched how the game evolved. More importantly, you watch how it evolved from a financial standpoint, and now you're
Right.
at a point where you could get that type of money. But what
Right.
Now,
you would have
but
not
back then,
that money.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a shame. I mean, when I look at a lot of things that artists go through, you know, I can, like I said, I could drop jewels on music all day, but streaming is illegal.
yeah.
Streaming is illegal because when artists got in the game, I know when I got in the game, the only platforms we had was vinyl cassettes and CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So now when your lawyer goes in to work your contract and negotiate for the nice points and everything on cassette vinyl, he can negotiate on the platforms that are there.
Wow.
Yeah.
At the time, it was cassettes, vinyl, and CD. That's all the lawyer could go talk about. He can't say, "Well, in the future, y'all gonna come up with the internet, and I'm gonna." So
Yeah.
now the industry finds a way to get new money.
Mm.
And they take it and they go with Congress. They go to Congress with them and the streaming people. Not them, the streaming people.
Not the artists.
And the artists. Just them and the streaming people. And they work out a deal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, well, we'll throw the artist something. Come on, every stream you get a fraction of a penny. Y'all really think that?
Yeah. Salute to Kid Capri, the legend in the house.
Brother Kid.
Free, what up, my brother?
Yeah.
Super legend.
Caucasian persuasion.
Yeah.
The black,
Italian.
the almighty whitey.
Yeah. You're right, because there was no mechanism back in the days in the contract to be able to count royalties as it relates to streaming.
So
Right.
got this
That
stream
didn't exist.
and billions, and they hand in, like, you know, you hear people. I look at people, they say, "Yo, man, but streaming, you can make money off of streaming," and I'm looking like, man, you don't even know what's going on if you telling me you can make money off of streaming.
Right.
You even need to talk because you don't know what you're talking about. And
Right.
a lot of things is a lot of artists don't research on what they trying to get into. They take titles, they take what's out there, and they run with it, but half that shit be all fucked up. You know, streaming, you fuck around, do a couple of million streams, and they give you a check for maybe 1,000.
500.
I think that's
You be mad at them
That's
motherfucker.
Yeah.
highway robbery,
Yo,
son. Highway robbery.
Yeah.
you know, it's so crazy.
But they made that deal on behalf of the artists without the artists having nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they come after you and say, yo, this is what you get. Take it or leave it. That's why certain artists took their shit off of all the fucking streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? Kelly Clarkson or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? I think Kanye did that shit too, but nigga, if you a regular nigga from the street, you can't afford to do that. And they know that.
Niggas, you need to own your masters. First of all, I think when you say that, it's easier said than done.
Yes.
You know, if I break down how the industry go, you ain't that advanced to own your masters. It just don't work that way. When a label, I'm break it down for you real quick, and I'm gonna get off. When a label gave you a deal back in the days, I'm just doing this by numbers to make it go quick. Okay, they gave you 100,000. They gave you 100,000 to do an album. They might have gave you 30,000 in advance to put in your pocket. The other 6,000 was used to record your album. So that was used for producers, features, sample clearance, whatever it takes to do your album. That's what the 70 was for.
Right.
Now you might have got, let's say I'm being very generous with the points. Let's say you got 8 points. So you got 8 points from let's say $10, 8 points. That's what, 80 cents?
80 cents, yep.
You know, and that you only get 3/4 statutory rate of the 80 cents. So really it's 60 cents. Right?
Okay.
So now when it's time for you to recoup that album and you have to recoup, every album you sell, you get 60 cents. That 60 cents is held up against the 100,000 that they gave you. They're gonna tell you, get that 66, that 60 cents. Don't worry about our 940 that we get. Or, you know, if it's retail price is $8. You get 60 cents. They get $7.40. So now you out there and you trying to recoup an album with just 60 cents while they get $7.40 a record. Now, if you add videos, if you add promotion, that adds on to the 100,000.
300,000, yeah.
So now, if
promo copies, all that shit,
by some miracle you make enough to recoup, you could recoup the album, but you're not gonna get the masters. So when you look at it, 100,000 was used to make an album that's now on master. 70,000 is on the masters. So now, if you recoup the 100,000, shouldn't you keep what you recoup?
Right, my damn masters.
Yeah.
So if you recoup the 100,000, you should own the videos. You should own the masters. You should own everything.
You pay for
everything.
it because now you pay
Right,
for it.
because you recoup for it. Right.
If that you own that, then you should be only recouping 30,000. That's what you actually got.
Yeah.
That's what you actually could. So when people talk like, yo, man, you should do this, you should, in order for you to know you got to be there, you got to be in the midst of it. You hear a lot of people on the sideline, you should have dunked that, nigga, but you ain't in the game.
Yeah, son. My ankles is tough. My ankles is tight right now. I can't jump.
You there get the rest of the quarters.
Kids say don't hit. There you go.
Yeah.
Kids say don't hit.
It's loan sharking on such a high level, but you know, and it's something that we should know by now. But they keep giving you money. They give you money so you don't want to know nothing.
Right, right, and whoever owns the masters, that's half of the shit right in there.
So it's like it's now you don't recoup the album. They still got the masters. Now, let's say 10 years later, they want to put that song in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
They want to give you $70,000 for it. 35,000 goes towards the master, and 30 other thousand goes towards
Niggas don't know that. That's the master rights is half of everything straight up the top.
So if you recouped it, why don't you
own it?
Get it back.
2002?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Makes perfect sense.
like it's a mean game that we playing, and that's why you should do your shit and know what you're getting into. Stop just getting in the game because it look good, man. Please, man, learn.
Yeah. Yo, IU, your daughter said, tell these people you gotta go so I could FaceTime you.
Oh, yeah.
Baby girl want to chat with Pops, man. All right, baby girl. We letting daddy go,
All right.
son.
Yeah.
Yo, I appreciate both you brothers though for coming up and dropping
Stepping in.
rules on us. This conversation, yo, we have this conversation with a lot of different people that come on the podcast, and different artists come on and they tell us about their experience. And I always tell people, like, you know, break it down to the simplest form, because there's a lot of conversation around this topic right now in the industry, especially I guess like the stuff with Mace now coming out saying that Puffy owes him for the publishing and things like that. But I don't think people have a real clear understanding of how all this stuff works on a very basic level. So anytime I think that we have an opportunity to have a conversation where we could get it at bare bones from soup to nuts, I appreciate it.
Well, what's deep about that? I'll comment on the Mace thing. That's deep about it. It's like if you getting in the game and you don't know nothing from nothing, and I'm willing to give you a couple $100,000 for your publishing. No,
you're gonna do it. You're gonna do that shit.
I know how incredible your album is, and when I put my power behind it, it's gonna sell these numbers. So you looking at the money in advance, you're not looking long range. You know, and it still works half and half, because maybe if I don't sell you my publishing, you ain't gonna push it as much.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it works. The dynamic works two ways. So when, you know, the Locks and Biggie, he was buying up all they publishing. He know they was strapped for cash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all this. But I know what I'm about, how I'm about to push this shit. When you hear the Benjamins and you know, when you hear all that shit, Craig Mack.
That's why he dancing and shit and all the fucking videos and all that shit.
Yo, but I want to go back. I want to go back for a second, though, for something you had said earlier, though, Finesse, when you were saying, like, you know, people. It almost comes down to, do people believe in themselves also? So a part of me makes me think that if you catch somebody and that they're vulnerable and they don't realize their potential, but you looking and you like, oh shit, I'm sitting on a gold mine. You know, when does it become a point where we step back and we be like, you know what, I believe in my potential. I know what I'm going to be. Or is it just about not understanding the business, and as a result of not understanding the business and the money put in front of your face, you sign off on it?
Well, a lot of artists and people are so psychologically broke down and beat up by the game that that believes in them is just,
they'll take what's given to them.
Like, I'm just happy you believe in me.
Right.
Well, that new value, they wouldn't be selling beats for fucking $50.
You see that shit? Yo, not for nothing. I seen some notable producers have their shit for like $15, $30, $50. Like, nigga, are you fucking, the fuck are you doing? Like, nigga, you produce for 50 cents. You produce for this one and that one. Like, what? But desperation, nigga.
Make you do some desperate things, man, when you're desperate, for real.
Yeah.
Nigga, after you go get that dinner, you know, you're going to feel different when that shit playing on the radio all over the world, and you just thinking all you got with that motherfucking $50 was dinner. And some family for the rest of their lives.
For life.
Gotta come back and negotiate.
Yeah.
It's over you.
Yeah. Nah, that's what I'm saying though. Like you sign a deal, you get 100,000, you get $200,000. In that moment, that 100,000 or that 200,000 feel really good. But then years go by and you start doing the math and you like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I got 200,000. This shit generated 2 million. And then that's when I think the shift comes in and people start saying like, nah, the paperwork wasn't right. The business element need to be better and things like that. But it really go back to, again, like, can you kind of hold tight? It makes me think about like when you start thinking about sports, you had the dude from that was on Washington, Kirk Cousins, that kept betting on himself, like, nah, I ain't signing on a long-term deal. And then when the dude finally got a deal, he ended up getting like, he a bum and got like 40 million a season or something like that on the strength of betting on himself.
People could say what they want about LeBron. It's the same thing. He bet on himself all the time. He been taking them short 4-year deals, 3-year deals. I'm going to take this deal. But to bank on yourself, you got to keep yourself in shape. You got to stay injury free. It's
Right.
a responsibility and accountability and not taking long-term deals. And a lot of players just want that comfortability, like, yo, I might get injured next year. I'm going to take all this money now. And then, not for nothing, that money affects them because they don't play the same no more. It ain't the same hunger. Hey, I got my 100 million. You got motherfucking this Simmons dude. Look, I ain't coming in.
Ben Simmons. Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Feel right.
Yo,
I don't feel. But when you got that money, you could do that. So you just got to believe in yourself. And when you betting in yourself, that's the ultimate goal, man. Nobody's going to see your vision. Sometimes the shit you see is going to be over people's head, man. Sometimes people in the motherfucking business for the wrong things. Sometimes you're going to have to leave some of your friends, man, because they don't get it, man. Y'all could sit outside the motherfucking skyscraper building and they go, yo, so when we get in there, we're going to go to the penthouse where the real money is being made up at. Yeah, we're going to go to the penthouse. And they get in the building, in the lobby, they got bars and liquor, bitches, and, yo, Ness, we don't need to go to the penthouse. This shit.
Everything right here.
And you got to ask yourself, are you going to go in that elevator? Because they want to hang out in the lobby. You're going to have to get in that elevator by yourself. And some of the greatest battles and the greatest decisions in your life, you're going to have to make on your own. And if you ain't ready to do that, quit now. Don't waste nobody's time.
Facts.
Talk about it,
Yo,
bro.
so I want to thank both of you. I want to thank Granddaddy IU for signing on, agreeing to do the interview. Thank Lord Finesse for pulling up
chiming in,
over my
man.
shoulder. Bronx Union Ave. I know Finesse originally from Forest, so you know how we give it up.
Yeah.
Bronx all day. Salute. Thanks.
I think it's from the Bronx. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, son. We from the Bronx, man.
Bronx all day.
My whole father's side is from Forest, man. 765, B.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The Browder family, man. Shout out to the Browder family.
Yeah, so we had Funky Technician, Return of the Funky Man. We had all that in the deck, banging it. So appreciate you, brothers.
Finesse. It was the first nigga with the Little Richard drums that I heard. Right?
He produced Yes You May remix along with
Who?
T-Ray. T-Ray is the same dude that produced.
Your shit cutting in and out.
Cut out. He produced what?
In and out, nigga.
We lost your audio, Finesse.
Coming through the car now.
All right, we got you. He produced what?
I just jumped in. I cut the car on. T-Ray did that. T-Ray is the one who did Double X Posse. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Do it.
Wow.
Those girls right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was classic right there.
He produced that. And truth be told, he was trying to get at the Bismarck. That just ain't never make it to Bismarck.
Hold on. So wait a minute. So you said he did Yes You May. He did the Yes You May.
The one with me and Big L.
Oh, that was fire.
Yeah.
That was fire.
What? Okay. All right.
Fire. The joint that to me, that got Buck Wild lit too was you know this shit is real, so don't front, Jack. After that, everybody Buck beats is crazy.
Man, Buck done
Yeah.
did so much incredible shit. I know people know him for Got a Story to Tell, Whoa, but I don't think they understand Master IC. They don't
Crazy.
understand, you know
Fave
this
shit.
shit is real.
Hmm?
They don't understand. He done did so much stuff, and I always tell people when they talk about crews, I tell niggas in a minute, my crew is one of the greatest crews out. Not
That's
just
a
Ever,
because
ever, son.
That
Mhm.
is
not
a
just
fucking fact.
because from a lyrical standpoint, but from a
The
production
beats.
standpoint, when you look
Yeah.
at Show, when you look at Diamond, you look at me, you look at Buck, you know, it's it's a
Mhm.
lot
It's
of talent
impeccable.
there, you know.
Crazy.
Impeccable cool,
And then
son.
we ain't gonna talk
Impeccable
about
cool.
the tree that was spawned from that. When you look at Terror Squad, when you look at the Harlem movement, all that
Mhm.
came from the foundation, you know.
Shout out to Legions, man. Legions.
Yeah,
Dreads.
you got to talk
So many of
about,
y'all.
you know,
Even the young boy David Bars, man. I love
That
that
nigga
kid, baby.
is nice, yo.
bars
That
is a
nigga is
problem.
nice, yo. David
But
It's a
you
Barnes.
know,
problem, son.
I was the first artist that Premier worked with outside of Guru, and people still
Mm.
don't know. Premier produced strictly for the ladies. People still don't know that part, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't even know that.
Yeah, that was the first beat that he did outside Gangstar. That
Wow.
and
He was
Baking
holding.
Nasty.
Mm.
Yeah,
He
so
did Return of the Funky Man too, right? On the second album.
he did the Show did Return of the Funky Man. Premier did
Okay.
the scratches on the
Gotcha.
remix. That
Oh.
also introduced him to D&D. That was
Mm.
Premier's first session in D&D.
Mm. And then that became his home, basically.
He bought it.
A lot of history, brother.
That nigga
Yeah.
bought that shit. That.
A lot of history.
My nigga
So,
Finesse. Wait.
again, yo, appreciate both you brothers for pulling up. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to the No Ideas Original Podcast. Kid Capri, yo, we need you next, Kid Capri. We gotta have a conversation, bro.
Pooch, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you in a minute, yo.
He went back to the old name. He said, Pooch, I'm going to call you.
Man.
That's my nigga. That's
Yo,
my
peace,
brother right there.
everybody. Have a good night.
Yeah.
All right,
Peace
bro.
to y'all.
One love.
Salute.